Hey, Audra, my name is Sydney. I'm going to be your dietitian today. Why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and what brings you in?
Well, as you know, my name's Audra Kanoy. So I'm really coming in because of weight loss. I have a wedding coming up, and it's not like I want to lose a ton of weight, but me and my fiance both are really like, from when we started dating to now, we have gained a bunch of weight, and we want to try to, like, when we get married, set up lifestyle habits that, you know, where we won't gain, we'll be losing weight instead of gaining weight. So I guess I just want tips for a healthy lifestyle. Like right now, we eat out a lot, which I know I would rather. We both like to cook. It's just a time thing. And then we just tips on incorporating more vegetables into our diets and stuff like that, so that we're not, you know, we have a healthier lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so what do you think has contributed to this recent weight gain?
Well, okay. Since we have started dating, it's a lot of going out to eat as part of our dates, and that's part of what we do. So I think it's that. We also really like Mexican food, so I don't think that's helped anything. And then just kind of snacking while we watch movies and like just a level of comfort that, I guess you can only get when you've been dating. We've been together 6 years. So just I guess just mostly eating out and then, not, you know, snacking very well, properly, I should say. So I think that's contributed a lot to it.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like eating out and snacking are the two biggest things that have contributed to the weight
Yes.
gain.
Yes.
Um, are most of your meals eating out, or like how many times a week would you say y'all eat out?
Oh gosh. Probably we probably eat at home 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
So that would make like what 4 or 5 times we're eating out, and it's usually because we're so busy. Like he gets off of work at like 4:30. He's a band director. I get off at 6 from the daycare, and like we don't live together right now. So if he's coming to my house, then and if we're going shopping or something, we usually grab like fast food or something like that. Or if we're both tired because I don't get off till 6, I don't feel like cooking after I get off, we'll just go grab something to eat. Like our town is really small, so there's like 2 Mexican restaurants, a pizza place, and then the rest is fast food. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I completely understand that. It's really hard to find time, especially with y'all not living together.
Right.
So what does a typical day of eating look like for you?
For me, it's so I go into work at about 10 a.m. So I sleep in late, so I really don't eat breakfast. And then I work at a daycare, so I eat with the kids for lunch about 11:15, 11:30ish. And, they have really big health restrictions on the daycare. So typically my lunches are okay. Like it always has some kind of vegetable, like a salad, green beans, something like that. And it's not very carby because they don't want the kids eating all those carbs. But I do snack throughout the day on like yogurts, and sometimes I'll have, like, especially with Halloween having just passed, candy bars. I've got little candy bars, and um, when I get home, I don't get off till 6. So yeah, usually if we go out to eat, it's a Mexican restaurant typically, or like sometimes we'll go to McAllister's and I'll get a sandwich, like a usually chicken Caesar salad sandwich. Um, if we eat at home, we're usually pretty good. Like we do spaghetti, but not with like real pasta. It's like zucchini,
Okay.
and then like we'll have a vegetable. Like I love roasted vegetables, like asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Uh, and we'll usually have like a protein, like we like country fried steaks. So of course they're fried, but we'll pair it with a vegetable or like mac and cheese or something like that. And then sometimes I'm bad about late night snacking too. Like if I'm staying up past a certain point, I'll have like I said, we've got Halloween candy. So snacking on some Snickers or Reese's, something like that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, right now you're doing a pretty good job of incorporating vegetables when you do cook.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like, the eating out is a little high.
Mhm.
Have there been any methods in the past that you've noticed have helped with weight loss?
Yeah, when I went to the University of Mississippi. So when I lived in Oxford by myself, I cooked at home a lot because I didn't want to go out to eat by myself. So I would typically do what I told you, the type of meals we do at home now. So really, I think eating at home helps. It's just the time aspect of it. Like I don't feel like cooking when I get off work, and roasted vegetables take like 20 to 30 minutes, when I do them in the oven, and we're usually hungry like right when I get there at 6:30. So, uh, yeah, I would say cooking at home helps. And then like fruit, if I have fruit to snack on, that kind of helps me steer away from the chocolate. But the problem is, because we don't live together, we'll buy fruit for like his house, and then it'll go bad because neither of us, like if we're at my house a lot, we won't eat it. And so perishability of fruits and vegetables is a problem for us too.
Okay. Yes, I understand that. Yeah, keeping fresh fruits and vegetables can be hard sometimes,
Yes.
especially when you're only talking about, a household of 1 to 2 people.
Yeah.
Not many people could eat it. So do you have anything in mind that you're wanting to try to, you know, incorporate more home cooked meals, or, anything you're wanting to try to attempt to lose weight?
Well, yes, I would like to try to incorporate more home cooked meals, and I kind of think that it might help once we're married, because we'll be in the same household, and more fruit too. Just I've been told frozen fruit would be really good to
Mhm.
try, and then like dried fruit. I'm just a picky eater, so I'm a little concerned about dry fruit. But I think frozen fruit could definitely be something we do. I just worry that it won't taste the same, or like the nutrients won't be the same as fresh. So I don't really know about that. But those are just some ideas I've had.
Yeah, I think those are some great ideas. Definitely with the fruit, like you mentioned, trying the frozen. It's going to be a little different, but something that you might could do would be to buy some of your favorite fruits fresh and just keep a few things, but then
Mhm.
have those frozen fruits that you keep in the freezer if you want to add fruit to smoothies, or if you get a hankering for fruit later in the week or something like that. Um,
Mhm.
are I know that you mentioned you um, are kind of limited on time. Is there anything you think you could do to incorporate more home cooked meals with the amount of time that you have?
I think so. Like we've got recently gotten an air fryer for my parents, and I've heard that air frying vegetables does not take as long as like baking them in the oven. So I haven't tried it yet because I really like that roasted, like crispy taste from the oven. So I could try air frying it. Maybe like doing some prep work on the weekends so that it's not, especially like going out and buying stuff. We're bad at keeping our refrigerator stocked. Like if I think of something home cooked I want to make, we have to usually make a grocery run. So maybe also planning out on the weekends what we're going to eat for that week, and then going grocery shopping then. And then we have to stick to that and not like decide we don't want to do it that day.
Yeah. I think those are all some great ideas. Definitely, and even if you, um, could come up with a list of a few meals that you might want that week. You wouldn't have to stick to it, day by day. That could just be something that you have the ingredients for, and you can, make it when you're in the mood for it. The air fryer, I personally love the air fryer. I will actually cook Brussels sprouts in there,
Really.
and you can buy frozen Brussels sprouts. That way you don't have to worry about them going bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they cook, in a short amount of time. And in my opinion, that's a way they still hold their nutritional value, and
Mm-hmm.
they still, taste really good and get done in a short amount of
Okay.
time. I think you've mentioned some really great things, some changes that you could make in your diet to help with weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I know you mentioned that you like to snack with your boyfriend when y'all watch movies and stuff. What types of foods do y'all usually eat when you do that?
It really just depends on the craving, whatever we're craving. For me, it's a lot of chocolate. Like I love chocolate. For him, his weakness is like gummies. So he's got like a big old from Sam's, one of those big old fruit gummies packages things. So he snacks on those a lot. Like I said, me, it's just whatever chocolate candy I'm craving, like Hershey Kisses, stuff like that. Um, and then like if it's salty, like we get chips and if we want something salty, chips are usually what we go to.
Okay. So do you typically eat more of like milk chocolate and candy bars and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever tried dark chocolate? I know it's different, but if you're craving chocolate, that can be something that doesn't have as much sugar and is a little better for you if you want that every once in a while.
I have tried dark chocolate, but I'm such a picky eater. I think it's something I'll have to like do it in grades because I know they have different percentages of dark chocolate. So I think I'd need to try one that's like almost milk chocolate, but just slightly less, and then try to get myself into it, which I've never tried doing that. I've usually just like, the dark chocolate Hershey, I've tried that and I was like, I had to spit it out. I was like, this is so jarring. But I could try doing it like little by little, trying to incorporate it.
Yeah, I definitely think that could work. And having a little bit of chocolate here and there every once in a while is not going to be, terrible, the end of the world. But
Right.
I think maybe if you could, switch some of those snacks out for healthier options, would you be willing to do that? Are there any ideas of some other snacks that you would like to swap out?
So I've always I like nuts. We just don't usually have a lot of them, mostly because like I like cashews and they're like really expensive. And so I've thought about, keeping nuts instead of chips to snack on when you want something salty. I've thought about, peanut butter and apple slices. And especially I like that Jif's natural, whatever peanut butter that has less sugar than the normal Jif's. So that's something we could try. And maybe that would help with the perishability if we started eating the fruits more, like as a snack instead of like a pairing with a meal. So that's definitely something I could try to do.
Yeah, I think those are great ideas, especially with the fruit, because you would wouldn't have to worry about the fruit going bad, and you would be having a little bit healthier of an alternative snack. So I think that, you've mentioned a lot of great things that you could, change or incorporate about your diet. So I think, for this meeting, I would like for you maybe to come up with a goal of one of these things or something else that you could try and work on throughout the next week, and some way that you could try and alter your diet to help with the weight loss you're looking for.
The first thing that comes to my mind is to try to eat at home more. But just because that's something that really bothers me is that we eat out so much and it costs money to eat out as much as we do. So I think that's something my fiance, he's on board with. So it would be the easiest thing to change right now. Like today, I've already started like listing out different meals for different days. So I think that's a goal I could make, is maybe to eat at home at least 4 or 5 days this week.
Okay. I think that's a really good goal, and it definitely helps that your fiance is on board with that, that you'll have that support. So other than the planning out your meals, are there some other steps that you can take to help accomplish that goal, do you think?
Well, it kind of goes with planning the meals, making sure they don't take too long to take. Because I'm bad at I love crock pot things, but since I don't live here, it's not like I can just throw something in the crock pot and then, go to work and then come back and it's done.
Yeah.
Which that would be great once we're married. That would be a real good way to do that. So just planning out so where they don't take so long, so that when we get home, we're not like, oh, I don't feel like cooking this, So making sure the meals aren't and take an hour to make or whatever.
Yeah. That sounds really good. I think you've, set up a great goal and have ideas of how you plan to accomplish that. I think that's really good. And that can be something for you to be working on until we meet the next time. Are there any other questions that you have for me before we leave today?
I don't think so. I think we've covered it.
Okay, well, thank you for meeting with me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.